Dreams are something you have to believe in. I almost gave up on mine. To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive.
Huy Quan is the best supporting actor from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Kay had probably the most emotional speech of the night.
So sweet. And you could tell how grateful he really was and how like surreal it was for him, but also just like he was just so thankful. And I think that's what we want to see when someone like wins an award like that.
People have definitely like been cheering him on throughout like the entire award season because like what you're saying, he does have a very like humble presence.
Yeah.
He's been super grateful. He's also been very open about how difficult his career has been. He has had lots of challenges as an Asian actor getting the roles after he had the major success in Indiana Jones and the Goonies.
Yeah.
Which, if you didn't know, he was the young boy in both of those movies. And then, just had a really difficult time after that getting auditions and bigger roles. So you can definitely tell he was super grateful. Highly emotional speech. I think everybody really loved to see that.
I was like almost started crying.
From him.
I was like, this is so sweet.
And that,
it was a great thing
his mom a shout out.
It was a great thing to witness.
Definitely. It's something you don't see often at award shows like that.
No. Even saying like this is the American dream, like his perspective on what America was going to be for him, how highly he thought of like what it's like to like live in America and like the freedom and the privilege we have to like explore our artistic like dreams.
They say stories like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me. This is the American dream.
I think when he said that, I was like, wow, yeah, like that's what it is. The American dream's not a certain thing for some people, but it's like it's not like one thing. It's whatever you make it. So I don't know. It was just very touching.
It was a cool moment, yeah.
Cool moment.
And immediately following that, Jamie Lee Curtis won for Best Supporting Actress, which she also gave a very emotional speech.
Yeah.
It's cool that both of them, and it's funny that it happened back to back. For Kay and Jamie Lee Curtis, this was both their first nomination and it was their first Oscar win.
Yeah.
So
the first nomination was their win, and it was for the same movie,
yeah.
same award even.
Right. The supporting character type role. She gave an emotional speech as well. I think she thanked her mom as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of praise to moms at the Academy Awards.
Well, for the movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once really hones in on what it's like to be a mother and that role of like the daughter and mother relationship. That's where I think all of them were pulling from. It's interesting because I've watched Jamie Lee in like so many movies growing up.
She's done
so
a lot.
Many. Like the movies that I watched.
Right.
Like not the like critically acclaimed movies like Freaky Friday and like other weird movies or whatever. Really cool to see her win an Oscar finally, because it's like, well, I've seen her and she's done great in a bunch of movies, and so her finally winning like an Oscar was like really cool.
And my mother and my father were both nominated for Oscars in different categories. I just won an Oscar.
Before we move on with the video, be sure to like the video so that way it can spread to more people. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to see more content just like this, please let me know in the comments. The only other person that could possibly trump those highly anticipated awards would be if Brendan Fraser won an Oscar. Something that has been hyped about. It's been talked about leading up to the Oscars. He, I think, was like the fan favorite going into it, honestly. Yeah. Lo and behold, I don't even know if people say that anymore.
They do.
Lo and behold.
Yeah. Whenever they do.
Lo and behold.
Lo and behold.
Brendan Fraser won the Best Actor award. It was near the end of the show. Of course, they saved that for the end. Once again,
first nomination,
first win. And it just goes to show that those three people, that was kind of the message of the night. It was a message of don't give up. For these three actors, the fact that they've been in the industry for so long and they've all struggled in different ways along their career, they each had their moment that night. And that's just really cool to see how grateful they were. All three of them are talented. It's
Yeah.
not like they're not talented and they didn't deserve
They
it.
just had
All
a
three of
rough-
them deserved it.
They had just had like a rough like career in the business as far as like being recognized for their talent or like other things that have happened in their careers. Brendan Fraser, it's interesting because the only thing I ever watched him in growing up, which was one of my favorite movies, was
The
Looney
Mummy.
Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, I
Looney
said The
Tunes
Mummy.
Back, yeah, I've never seen The Mummy, sorry. Brendan Fraser was in Looney Tunes Back in Action, and he was so good in it. It's like, for me, that's like a masterpiece. It's the most hilarious movie ever. My brother will agree with me. I've known him as that guy, and so now, like, fast forward, I didn't even like really know how much like hurt his career has had, and how much hurt he has had, and until like these past like couple of years. And so it was really like awesome to see him win. Part of me was like, oh yeah, Austin Butler would be great, but like my heart was like, you know what, I think Brendan needs this. He would be very grateful, and I don't think he would take it lightly of just like, oh, it's an Oscar. It's just like, no, it's like you deserved it. And his speech was also like made me cry. Like I shed like a little tear.
It was a very emotional night.
It was,
for the winners.
and it was just kind of like stumbling over his words too. So it was just very emotional, and it was really cool.
And my best first mate, Jeannie. Thank you again, each one and all. I'm so grateful to you. Good night.